Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. All right.
That's
Well,
really that's the vibe
it,
today.
well, let
Okay.
hold on to that note. Okay. Okay. So welcome everybody. It is speaking with Kate and Mickey and Carol, and it is new moon. And we were just talking about the vibe for today. I'll announce it right up in the beginning. We had a few cancellations coming up this week. So tonight should have been Becky's Healing Circle. She had to cancel. And Carol had to cancel. She's going to be out of town for Sundays. Let's talk about it.
Ah,
So we won't have anything else until next Wednesday, which will be the Seth book study. So
hmm.
now that the announcements are out of the way, Nikki, what do we have to look forward to? We're having all kinds of electronic crap going on, right? And we're not in Mercury retrograde, so what is happening?
Well, I think now that I think about it, the best way I can describe it is we're so used to going through so much for so long that now that it's going to chill out, we don't know how to act. This is a respite. We're going definitely after a couple of things that have happened in the last 2 days. This thing about the second half of the year being a big deal of difference, that's true. That's very true. I've had it repeatedly manifest itself. And it's very definitely, at least for me, it's very evenly divided as to the good things versus the bad things. It's like when the good things happen, they have a sting in the tail. So you don't quite get all elated until you see the rest of, but it also means, but it also, And another thing about it is, I've been saying, Kate, you and I, when we talk, we often talk about the fact that um, this is a whole new beginning for the rest of the year and what's that going to be and blah, blah, blah. This thing is really serious. This is no joke. Don't take it lightly because it really is going to change your life. There will be some things that come. Um, for instance, in my chart, it keeps telling me about all these men I'm supposed to meet, and I'm like, oh, don't even go there. So that's not necessarily something I want. But it's trying to say to not have a closed mind, even when it's an area of your life that you think you know all about what you want and this and that. Have an open mind. Take another look at it because the house in my chart that it's talking about, yeah, it's the house of people you meet that are going to be some kind of you connected to them romantically in some way. But that same house is about open enemies.
Hmm.
So it's people that you know and you're friends with or they're in your circle, but you don't necessarily have a stress-free connection. You are aware that you put up with some stuff. I'd rather not have to go through that with them, but it's worth it. Oh, that's okay. I'll ignore it. So that house has a lot of things that it stands for other than your husbands to be, boyfriends to be. It's anybody, it's all the people other than yourself. Now, that 11th house is friends. Yeah, but that's friends because you want to be friends. That seventh house that I'm talking about is where these are people you're connected to that are not necessarily all hunky dory. It's open enemies. They make no bones about the fact that, well, we have our challenges and blah, blah, blah. But they're okay with it. Or it could be like your boss that you don't particularly respect or like very much, but you love your job. You might have a whole bunch of people on that floor where you are and surrounding your desk are a lovely group of people, and you all eat lunch every day and you have a great time. But then the boss walks by and it's like, oh God. He would be in that house of open enemies, people that present you with a challenge. Well, honey, that is highlighted all over the place right now. But there's a reason. This is the year, and this is the part of that year where you sweep out all the stuff you don't want. Whatever is not serving you, be brutal. Actually admit that this is a person or a situation or a thing that you should have recognized by now. Well, this isn't doing me any good, and get rid of it. And especially look under habits, things you do that you knew better, but you did it anyway. You gotten away with, hey, I'm about to be 80. Ah, well, I got away with that for 50 years. Its time is up. you know, re-examine, be truthful with what you see. And this is a great place to do that. When you go into your meditation, you have all this latitude. It's a spiritually safe space where you can be truthful and there's no consequences. Hello, Martin.
Hi.
How you doing, love?
Good.
We're talking about the new moon and how, well, the eclipse is going to make you admit and get rid of all the people and the situations that don't serve you. And you got to admit it. So, and then this new moon, of course, the new moon is all about you programming what you want to have for the next 2 weeks. So, see how those go together? You know what I mean? But the main thing is, folks, be truthful. And like I said, when we're in our meditation and in our laboratory, that's the safest place to actually be truthful and admit, well, I've been meaning to work on this, and well, okay, I guess this is as good a time as any. It's the best time. We're going to be sweeping away the dust and the trash and cleaning up our space. Our lives will be different because of what we got rid of. You can't say that you're doing all this housekeeping and you didn't have any dust or dirt or you didn't have any trash to throw away. It doesn't work like that. If you find that that's the case, you didn't clean it up, you didn't do your space and so forth and all that you need to do. So I'm reminded of when I get on here with Kate. And she'll come on and say, "Oh my God, I just finished. I weeded the front. I cut the lawn in the back. I planted the so and so. I did." And I'm like, "Holy cow. Ah, how do you do it? You have a lot of
Little
energy.
bit at a time.
Well, sometimes it sounds like you do a little bit, then a big bit, then a little bit, then a bigger bit. And, and you string those little bits together.
I do, but I rest in between. So I
Right.
definitely, self-love is here. I take care of myself.
That's the key.
It is, yeah.
That's really the key. Can you think of anything, Carol, that you need to look at and reassess? Well, maybe I could do a little more work in this area.
Oh, I constantly am doing that. I I know. I mean, I identified. I've been identifying a particular thing for the last couple of months, probably that I know
Right.
that it's, and it keeps coming back to me, and I keep going 2 steps forward and 1 step back with it, and
That's the dance.
yeah,
That's the one.
the
Then
dance,
you're doing the right stuff. You're
the two
doing the
step.
right stuff. Yes, yes. How about you, Martin? Can you think of things that you still need to address and kind of think, well, maybe I should get rid of this?
Well, I've always struggled against being a hermit.
Oh, me too.
I love to be a hermit. I mean, I could.
Me too.
I mean, if I had the supplies and everything, I could lock myself in my room and just be by myself for years and not be bothered.
Well,
That's all.
that's what I did. Yeah. And I didn't mean to do it, but I did it. And now I'm very happy with being in here in my little cocoon.
But what I mean is that I have to make myself go out.
Yes,
And
me
that's
too.
one of the reasons why I don't take vacation from work because all I'll end up doing is just staying in my apartment the whole time. Well, I probably wouldn't, but I mean, I like I said, I gotta make a mental note to not just, yeah, cocoon or what. It's not that I'm afraid or anything. There's nothing there. It's just like I like being by myself. Or
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, yeah. I don't dislike people, and I love being in crowds. And yeah, I used to be quite a party goer. I mean, the more people, the better, and shoulder to shoulder, I love it. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I have to make myself go out and do that. It's not something I'm naturally inclined to do. Yeah,
Well, that's a very big part of the Scorpio vibrations in your chart.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, trust me.
I can see
I'm
that.
going through the same thing. And I
Yeah,
actually have to remind myself, it's been so and so number of months since you left the house.
yeah.
Because I'm having everything mailed in.
By and it's just like and no sense of time either. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like I never get bored ever. I never get bored.
exactly.
Never that problem.
When
Yeah,
people say to me, "Oh, I'm so bored," and I'm like, "No, you're boring."
Oh,
that's a good one.
oh gosh.
People can get bored with life. It's chock full of stuff, and I don't have enough hours in the day, you
I
know?
had a friend
So,
years ago that he did not speak English well, and he would keep saying that he was bored, but he'd say, "I'm boring. I'm
ah,
boring. Tell me why I'm boring. Oh, I'm
you're
bored."
truthing.
He was trying to say bored, but he never said it that way.
Well, they say the truth will out. Even when we're least paying attention to it, it'll slip out and be the way it should be instead of what you intended, you know? Well, that's really that's the vibration for this time because as I had said earlier, we not only have this new moon that we're talking about where you set up your what you want to project. Okay, right now for 2 weeks I'm going to put my attention and focus on this particular area of life. I'm going to try to do this and do better. But not only that, then we also have this eclipse that's tomorrow, exactly an hour from when we started. It's the exact same time tomorrow. That's the eclipse for the whole to reset. It's the new reset button for the whole rest of the year. And actually, it goes beyond December. It goes till the middle of February, 17th, I believe.
Hmm.
So we're about to have a nice long stretch that we can work on stuff. Do a little bit of this and we'll adjust that a little bit. And then we may focus on this. When I was talking to some people today, I showed a lot of new things that they weren't familiar with, and they were trying to grasp the idea of what we do here. And I said, actually, they were trying to figure out, about uh, astrology and the tarot and all of the woo-woo stuff. And I said, what it's really about is focus.
Mm.
Okay, that's really the bottom line of what we're doing here is we're sharpening our ability to focus and cut to the chase. Our tools are getting better and better at doing that for us. We're getting better and better at knowing how to use those sharpened tools. Because you can meditate for 40 years and learn how to sharpen your mind and never do anything, bother to do anything with it. So that's where you help us, Kate. You help us learn how to focus. I'm sure they're tired of hearing me say this because I've been saying it for the last 3 months. But it is true that this is it. We're in it now. This is the big change. And it kicks off tomorrow. Officially, it kicks off tomorrow at this time of day. There's been a lead in, but boy, is that supposed to come in like gangbusters tomorrow. So we'll just see how we go. Go and just go through everything, your closets, your cookbooks, your appliances. There's loads of them sitting there that I haven't used in 5 years. There's no reason for them to still be on the counter. I don't have to get rid of it, but I could put it in a cabinet below and have a lot more space in the kitchen on the countertop. So even if the adjustment is partial, it's an important thing to realize right now that you are going to claim more of your existence. You're going to claim more of how you fashion your life by actually focusing on how you want it. So that's the message today. That's what we're about. And God only knows what Kate's got in store for us today.
Oh, well, we can jump right in there if people are ready. All right, so let's all just settle in our place. Wherever you are, just take a nice deep cleansing breath in through your nose all the way down to your belly. And release with a sigh at the end. Beautiful. And know that with each deep inhale that's consciously driven, it brings you deeper and deeper into our journey. So let's just start with some relaxation. All right? So just close your eyes. Feel the chair beneath you, the floor, wherever you are. Feel that you are being supported by the earth, supported by whatever you are sitting or laying on, supported by each other. This is your space and your time, and it is a safe space. So let's start our relaxation by taking a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. And now I'm going to go through your body. And when I say a different part of your body, just notice it. Put your attention there and then relax it. And if there's any tension or stress being held in that location, just let it flow down your spine, down your legs, and out the soles of your feet to the earth. All right, so let's start at the scalp and your forehead. Relax your eyes and your cheekbones. Relax your jaw. Part your teeth just slightly, releasing any tension held there. Relax your neck and your shoulders. If you see that they are up near your ears, just let them drop down, letting your shoulder blades just slide down your back like butter. Relax your arms and your hands and your fingers. Relax your chest and your belly, your back, your hips. Relax your buttocks, your thighs, your calves, your feet, and your toes. With that being said, you are fully and completely relaxed. Now let's do the 3 to 1 count. And when we are finished with that, we will be standing at the top of our staircase. Okay? So visualize and say silently to yourself 3 times. 3, 3, 3. In twos. 2, 2, 2. In ones. 1, 1, 1. Beautiful. You are now in a deeper state of mind. You are relaxed. And you are perfect in every way. You can repeat to yourself every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. And now I would like for you to visualize a staircase that leads down into your heart space, into our meditation room. There are 10 steps, and there's a handrail. The steps are carpeted, and we're going to walk down them very slowly together, going deeper and deeper. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are now in our meditation room. It is so comfortable here. You have designed it exactly the way you want it to be. There is a fire burning. You can see the quantum door. But just for this moment, I would like for you to sit in one of your chairs and relax. And I want you to start building an intention, because we're going to take a quantum jump. So as Mickey talked about clearing things that don't serve you any longer, you can think about those things and how you might do them. Also think about who you would like to ask for help, or who you would just like to have a conversation with. Now, this person or entity could be anyone. Could be a past historical figure. It could be a past member of your family. It could even be somebody that is alive today that you would like to ask their opinion about something or just have a discussion with. But keep in mind that you are looking to clear things that don't serve your highest good. And with these things in mind, we can stand in front of our quantum door and intend that the person or entities that are going to help you with your clearing or your questions is going to be on the other side of that quantum door. And you can find yourself anywhere you wish to be. You just have to intend where you want to go. Now, with that in mind, very clearly, I'm going to count to 3, and on the count of 3, the door is going to open outward into your quantum world. And when we get there, you will have, about 10 minutes or so to just explore, have conversations, and get the answers that you seek, the help that you ask for. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The door is open. You can go ahead and jump right through to that quantum world. And I will see you in about 10 minutes of time. Now it's time to wrap up your conversation. Time to say thank you. Show your gratitude. You can even hug your person or entity. And when you're ready, make your way back through the quantum door into the meditation room. And I'll give you a few moments. Now that we're in the quantum, in our meditation room, the quantum door is starting to close. And you feel so good for getting assistance from your people. You know that it's going to make a difference, help you to move on. Now I'm going to count to 5. And on that count of 5, you will be wide awake, feeling wonderful, like you've had a nice, relaxing nap. You will remember everything that was said, all that you learned. The conversations were beautiful. So I'm going to start our count with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can start to just wiggle a little bit, stretch a little bit. Take a deep breath in and out. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. And I thank each one of you for joining me on this beautiful journey to meet our persons that will help us for the rest of the year. Yowzer.
Yowza. You've done it again. That's the only phrase they kept. She's done it again.
Oh,
I love it.
I'm so glad.
I just love it. I love the space that you help us create.
It's a
And
wonderful.
then, especially now that you give us time within it to be on our own.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
you've
better to
taught
take
us
a
well.
nap. It is.
Well, I thank all of you for letting me know that that's really what you all needed.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And it made a big difference. I don't know where anybody else went, but this is the first time I've ever been through the quantum door without traveling with Jack.
Oh,
So, and it wasn't sad. I didn't even think about that until the end when I came back out and realized that I was not leaping out of someone's arms to get back through the door. And
okay.
I thought, wow, I did it all on my own.
You're a big girl now.
And I learned a lot.
Oh, yay.
I met so many different people. I'll just say that one group of mentors, because I expected one, and then it was an okay, next group, next, and one group calls themselves the mentor mob. They're going to teach me a lot of things. And another group says, well, don't forget about us. We're the woo woo wisdom masters with all the spiritual stuff. But I
Well,
love the mentor mob.
I love it both. That's great.
The last image as I came through the door was this other entity that was on the soapbox talking and said, well, don't forget about me. Just because I'm little, you think I'm unimportant. But wait till you find out what I'm going to teach you. And it was You know those little bugs that roll up into a ball?
Pill bugs.
What?
No.
Pill bugs.
Pill bugs. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, and he was speaking very clearly, and it's from his tiny little soapbox with his
Interesting.
tiny little self. And that's how it ended for me. I came back out.
Oh,
But I had collected at least 20 different sources of information that said, we won't all come at you at once, but as we help you, you're going to go through a lot of different things you're going to adjust, and we're going to be there to help you with each one.
okay.
So I felt very good about that. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm so glad that it was a very supportive space.
Yeah. Well, that's the main thing that came through was watch this space.
Nice, nice. Anybody else want to share who they visited?
I didn't really touch base with the one that I tried to. I mean, it wasn't a one. I knew it wasn't going to be a single individual because I want to get to the Christ entity that Seth talks about. You know,
Hmm.
because the typical Christian thing to go talk with Jesus. Okay, I know that there's more to the Christ entity than just the one person. I know that.
Right.
That. And I really got that this time, but I couldn't quite figure it all out.
Hmm.
And there was a black guy that came through Africa.
Interesting.
So one of them had to have been, yeah. So that is not just a made up thing,
I
to
heard
be
that.
politically correct. There is a real African connection to part of that story,
Yes.
which Seth doesn't mention specifically, but
Right.
it's there. And that did come, and I wasn't even looking for that. That just spontaneously showed up.
I've had that show up from a lot of different sources
Yeah,
as a backstory that gets too little uh publication. People are not talking about it a lot openly, but in many circles where you dig deep into history and deep into spiritual matters, then that comes out. And I'm not surprised because the oldest Bible is that one in Ethiopia,
the best.
Yes.
where
Yeah,
the guy that guards it all the time, he dedicates his life to it. Once he starts, he's
Mhm.
locked in there by himself for the rest of his life, copying, copying, copy, making copies of it, copies of it. And they have a long tradition of many Africans who have been the guards for the space and the this and the that. So that's a very interesting thing that you came up with. I love it.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
haven't explored it much, but I am about to.
It
Nice.
was a wonderful person too. I mean, I almost thought like it was like a celebrity, but then now that I don't know who this person is. I've never seen him before.
Mm.
Well, there's a guy that's very popular on the internet right now called
Yeah,
Michael something,
yeah,
Michael Harris or Michael something. And whenever you're seeing Robert Grant or um, that Michaelis that was with him, that Spanish guy, and all of these different ones that are in a certain group that you see all the time now. And this guy is listed, he's often presented, and he is beautiful. Lord, he is beautiful, and he has long locks,
I,
but he
I
is
know who you're
so
talking about,
pretty.
but I don't remember his name.
He's
huh,
very
Yeah.
pretty.
Yep.
But so there's so many guys that resemble him, especially when we're talking about Ethiopians as opposed to the rest of Africa. You start to see a kind of a mixed image that's distinct in
yeah,
its own right. It's African, but it's a very different culture,
yeah.
and so I'm very intrigued
Mm.
to hear about their Bible, and it's got almost 20 extra books that we don't know about.
The
Right.
ancient connection between Ethiopia and India is fascinating. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
India and Ethiopia were the same civilization at one point. Yeah,
Right. And
yeah,
I used to study, I was fascinated by the fact that when the Indian people list all their panoply of gods, which is vast, there were
yeah,
so many that were blue.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
And now
yeah,
I find out that there are supposedly civilizations in our past as humans who were blue.
yeah.
You know, Dravidians, of course, were considered that because they were so very dark that they were blue black.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
there are
Yeah.
a couple of nations now that still have that color, and it's unbelievable in depth and intensity. And they really do look a purplish, bluish black, you
That
know.
blueness that shows up in the hair sometimes is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
striking. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Seen that. Yeah,
It's going to be interesting to study it because I don't know much about it, but I'm intrigued.
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
We shall see.
nice.
Gosh, all the stuff that these people offered to help me with. And they were just, as they said, scratching the surface. But they were saying, well, we can start here and here and here. I'm floored.
Well, it'll be interesting how that flows into your class.
Right. I,
Yeah,
I thought about that.
yeah, of course you did.
I've made so many adjustments to what I thought was going to be the class. And then suddenly I was getting flooded by what you and I call downloads. Stuff was coming in a mile a minute because I started to channel hard. I mean, we're talking about out of a 24-hour period, I must have spent at least 16 hours in trance, you
Mhm.
know, off and on, off and on, off and on. Oh, here's this, and oh, here, did you look at that? No, don't forget to add this. So it's changed in the thrust of what I thought of as being the simple tarot astrology class, and it has other things thrown in. So I'm becoming more and more anxious to see it as a finished product, you
Me
know.
too.
I'm starting to divide it into, it was one big thing, one big lesson, and I mean, one big treatise, which I am now cutting into the various pieces so that it will be lesson one, lesson two, lesson three, and what do you include in each one, and
Now,
also being consistent about having certain things you cover every time, you know,
very
that
nice.
kind of thing.
There are people looking forward to that.
Well, you have helped me tremendously because you're
Oh,
doing all the graphics and stuff, and that's well, oh, I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be fun.
that is my favorite part of all of this is the
I think
graphics.
so too.
I love it.
I think so too. And I think that people will be intrigued by the fact that there's so much more in the tarot than the two little versions that, well, the one version everybody sees is that weight deck. So
Sure. Yep.
my God, there's more.
Yeah.
There's over 100 versions.
Wow.
And that's not even considering oracles. That's just
Tarot.
versions of the tarot, you know. So,
And I'm only familiar with the two, the
yeah.
Brotherhood of Light and the Rider Waite.
Well, I have at least 20, but I don't look at them. I did, you know, I bought them because they were novel and
Right.
I was interested in, oh, what's this one? What's that one? But you quickly learn the more you grasp what each one really means, we're talking about the majors here, but the more you start to really understand the nature of each one, then you become aware that it doesn't matter what it looks like. When it comes up, magus means magus, and it means this and this and this, no matter how it was drawn by whomever.
Right.
And
Right.
I found that the entities depicted show up in every culture. Oh gosh.
All right.
Well,
Well,
we'll
hey,
see.
I want to ask Carol, who did you visit or who visited you
Well,
on your
it
journey?
was interesting because almost the opposite happened from what Mickey was describing. Because I immediately was in a room and Sally was there, and it was as if everything was, a day to day kind of
Yeah.
normal situation where I was suddenly jolted by the fact that, oh my gosh, this is, um, this is where I am and what's going on. And it was like two layers. One was the
Mm-hmm.
present, and one was some other time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when it was, because it wasn't anything that we actually experienced. I
Yeah.
wasn't revisiting an old memory. Um,
Yeah.
and and then I kind of went deeper once I was like shocked at the fact that that was going on, and it seemed like we were in this engaged in normal life, of some sort, somewhere, sometime. I kind of went deeper, and then when I go deeper, I sometimes don't remember what's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. So I don't know if I stayed in that situation or if I went somewhere else, but I was totally aware when you were, again, coming back out of it. I was totally aware that that's what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, that was my experience. I don't even know how to describe it beyond that. It was, and I don't typically go where Sally is in
Yeah.
my meditation. We
Exactly.
don't go together.
Exactly.
I don't meditate, and she doesn't come in typically.
Well,
Um,
did you feel
so
that it was a gift? Did it make you feel nice to experience it?
yeah, because I felt like it wasn't contrived; it was just happening.
Yeah.
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 And it felt normal every day, like like um, it's almost like that when you talk about Seth and you say that there's the past, the present, and the future are all going on at once.
Exactly.
It almost felt a little like that,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I was in two time periods, almost two different time
Exactly.
periods. Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I was thinking when you were describing it. And it also occurred to me you might have been looking at another version of a different now,
yeah,
a counterpart time where it's the same script. It's a different script, but it's the same people in it.
yeah.
And it's just an alternative version of the now that you are aware of.
Right, right. Yeah, and I could see that that could be true too. So, yeah, it was different for what happens to be normally. Or, I mean, or I don't know what normal is, but you know what I mean.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
that's such a gift. I mean,
Yeah.
from my standpoint, the few times it's happened to me, I was so grateful when I came out. I was like, "Oh God, I wish it hadn't ended." Oh
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
oh, because it was so real.
Yeah. That's how it
It's
felt. It felt so real. Yeah.
What the
That
person
was
that came
the
to me said that I live in many dimensions every
right,
day. So
yeah.
there's the sleeping dimension, there's the daydreaming dimension, there's the dimension that we were just in, and then the entity said, you are in this dimension experiencing what we're talking about, but you have one foot in physical reality because you're watching your people and you're
right,
taking care of them. And
right.
and that made so much sense to me, and it makes sense even to what Carol said then, that
Yeah,
it is we naturally are in all these different dimensions, but we don't often take the time to focus on anything but the physical.
Mm.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's so many other physicals.
Mm.
Right, right. Well, I'm talking our focus, this one.
Right,
But when we
right,
can walk into those other ones, and during a meditation, we put our trust that we're going to go where our intention is going to send us, and then we focus on that, and that's where the
right.
focus goes. So, and
I
and
love that.
I didn't expect to see the entity that showed up, and the entity talked about other entities, and
Yeah.
so I was just as surprised as anyone else that it is nothing like I expected, but it was very welcome and very much held my heart.
That is so cool. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Well, we each had these really warming and interesting versions of where we went.
Yeah.
And I love that. I do. I like mine, and I was so intrigued by everybody else's.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh
agree.
gosh.
Yeah.
I'm always intrigued listening to you because you inadvertently bring up stuff that's like mind-boggling.
Little bit. Little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I often get asked by people more in the past because I would do. Are you on drugs?
Oh,
Now, I never thought that.
no, I didn't either. But
No.
I used to get asked too. Oh, you're just in your cloud and you just on your thing and yeah, it's all made up. No, it's not.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What does the Bible say? There are more things in heaven than we could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
in
I
the
mean, I used
stars,
to help
the
produce.
quantum universe.
You remember Werner Erhard? You know about Werner Erhard. I used to help
God,
produce
yes. Oh,
seminar. I was a seminar
be
producer,
here now and all that kind of stuff.
and the guy, one of the head people of the area center there, he would come over to me and says, "You're high on something. You're using something." I've never,
Well,
ever, ever done. I've never done drugs my entire life,
well,
ever. So
anybody
I don't know what
listening
he
to
was
Werner
up
Earhart would think he was on something, a whole bunch of something.
but yeah, and he was dead serious. He was. It was like an accusation. It was like, I don't want you working here because you're using something. I don't want
Oh
any drug
God.
addicts in my operation. Using.
Well,
Oh
that's
dear.
kind of surprising coming from somebody within that particular
Yeah,
environment because
yeah,
they
yeah,
were ready for anything. Oh my God.
yeah. But
Quite literally.
delivering the results he wanted, I guess maybe that's what
Right.
he meant. But, no.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap this up. I appreciate all of you being here so much and know that anytime you want, you can just go back to that quantum world and talk to anybody you want. You know,
Right.
you know,
Right.
I love that whole idea of, past historical figures or, or even somebody that's alive that you just, want to glean information from.
Right.
And
Well, I enjoyed it.
it's amazing how helpful people could be.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
with that, feel free to ask for help anytime. And I love you
Okay.
all. Bye.
Thank
Uh,
you. I love you too. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.